4 True Sports Horror Stories. Story 1. The Cursed Football Field. For decades, Lincoln High School's football team played on the same field without incident until one fateful night. It started with a player, James, who swore he saw a shadowy figure standing in the end zone during practice. When he blinked, it was gone. Then came the injuries. One by one, players fell victim to freak accidents, twisted ankles, sudden collapses, even a broken leg in a non-contact drill. The coach tried to shake it off as bad luck, but then the whispers started. Old-timers in town spoke of a player who had died on that field in the 1970s, struck by lightning mid-game. His last words were rumored to be, "I just want to finish." James, determined to prove it was just superstition, stayed late one night after practice. Alone on the field, he tossed a football to himself, laughing at his own fear. But then, the stadium lights flickered, and the scoreboard turned on by itself, flashing the numbers of the last game played before the fatal accident. A cold breath ran down his neck, and when he turned, he saw him, a boy in a scorched jersey, grinning, whispering, "I just want to finish." James never spoke about what he saw, but he transferred schools the next week. That season, Lincoln High forfeited half their games due to injuries. And the field? It remains, waiting for another player brave or foolish enough to stay late and listen. Story 2. The Ghost Runner. The state track championships were approaching, and everyone at Westfield Academy was talking about Lisa, their fastest runner. She trained tirelessly, running laps even after sunset. But one night, as she sprinted around the track, she noticed another runner beside her, silent, shadowy, and keeping perfect pace. She slowed. It did not. She stopped. It did not. Terrified, she bolted off the track, her breath ragged. The next morning, she confided in her coach, expecting laughter. Instead, his face went pale. Years ago, another runner, Emily, had trained just as Lisa did, pushing herself to the brink. She had collapsed one night from exhaustion and never got up again. Some said she never left. The night before the championships, Lisa found herself back on the track, determined to face her fear. As she ran, the ghostly runner appeared again, matching her step for step. But this time, Lisa didn't stop. She pushed harder, faster, until she crossed the finish line and the figure vanished. Lisa won gold the next day. But when she looked at the race photos, her victory felt hollow because in every image, just behind her, was a shadowy blur, running beside her until the very end. Story 3. The Gym That Screamed. The old gym at Carter University had been closed for years. Students whispered about the eerie noises, thumps, whispers, even screams coming from inside. The school dismissed them as old pipes settling, but athletes knew better. One night, a group of basketball players dared each other to sneak in. They laughed as they dribbled a ball, their sneakers squeaking against the dusty court. Then the lights flickered. The laughter stopped. A ball rolled toward them from the shadows. But they had only brought one. Then, a deafening buzzer sounded, and the scoreboard lit up showing a tied game, 66-66, with 1 second left. The players turned to run, but the gym doors slammed shut. The sound of sneakers squeaking filled the court, though no one was moving. A voice echoed through the gym, "Take the shot." No one dared. The scoreboard ticked down. 3, 2, 1, the lights exploded, plunging the gym into darkness. When they flickered back on, the players found themselves outside, the doors locked once again. No one ever spoke of that night, but the next morning, a single name appeared on the old team roster, one that had never been there before. Story 4. The Swimmer Beneath. Mia loved swimming. She trained before sunrise at the community pool, enjoying the peace of the early morning water. But lately, something felt off. When she swam alone, she felt watched. One morning, as she dove in, she felt something brush against her ankle. She gasped, kicking wildly, but there was nothing there. She laughed nervously, brushing it off until she saw the wet footprints leading away from the pool's edge. That night, she researched the pool's history. Years ago, a swimmer had drowned during a competition. Some say his spirit still lingered, pulling others down so he wouldn't be alone. The next morning, Mia arrived determined to prove herself wrong. She swam lap after lap, forcing herself to ignore the chills. But as she flipped underwater for her final lap, she saw a pale face staring at her from the deep end. She never swam alone again.